Rachel's favorite math is Ben plus gun show. Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's get out of the way. Let's go, Brandon!
Goes with the nickname Bad Boy. Goes with the nickname Bad Boy. Bad Boy. Bad Boy.
Conservatives often think that there's not many conservative comedians because maybe they're being censored by the woke mob. But it pretty much happens to me. Conservatives are just generally not very funny. And I think nothing makes this more evident about their sense of humour than the Let's Go Brandon meme and how it's took off and how they think it's so hilarious and they're owning the libs and they're owning everyone who's woke by saying this stuff, not realising that we're both not offended. And a lot of people actually feel the same way about Joe Biden. We just don't need to hide behind really, really lame memes that aren't funny and then pretend the reaction from the other side is way more elevated than it is, because I haven't really seen too many people, apart from like blue MAGA types who love Joe Biden, who actually care about stuff like this, because it's just so embarrassing and cringy. And I hope maybe in like a couple years, conservatives will look at this and feel totally embarrassed, just like with how many other, you know, memes and catchphrases often catch on for a while, and then you look back like, oh, maybe I wish I didn't join in with that trend. Not a problem for me. I never join in those trends. You're looking at the only guy who never did the ice bucket challenge. So what we're going to do in the video is just, you know, dissect this meme, look at it, look at how even one Republican aide who's anonymous said it's really cringy as well. Typical culprits who say this stuff, like the hilarious Ben Shapiro and comedic genius Dave Rubin, and then just talk about how lame conservatives are in general. Now, before we go any further, I want to plug my socials for about a minute. If you're not interested, please skip. There are timestamps in the description. Before we get any further, a lot of my work on this channel is demonetized because when you're covering more serious, sometimes edgier topics, YouTube doesn't like this. So if you've ever enjoyed my work, please consider becoming a patron. And you don't have to pledge a crazy amount. I want to build up my Patreon based on as many people as possible, pledging little amounts like $1 or $2. So if, you know, you feel like I have ever brought anything that's worthwhile into your life and my content, please really consider becoming a patron to help me continue to do this, regardless of if YouTube monetize or not most of my videos in a given month. Also, if you want to join our communities, come check out our Discord and my subreddit. Those links in the description. And if you want to follow me personally, please check out the Kavernacle at Twitter, at Instagram, and also my personal Reddit, where you can keep up to date with all my content and what I'm doing. For every 5k, we get a new chocolate orange. Look at the lovely pyramid, just waiting for that last one to be put on the top. Help me get to 50k by the end of the year, I'm thinking, and help me complete the pyramid. Also, I live stream on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and those are archived on the Kavernacle Extra. So I guess before we start, you guys might not know, what does Let's Go Brandon stand for? I'd find it hard to believe if you're an American watching this you don't know, but if you're from another country it might be a bit confusing. So here are the origins of the meme. Here is someone interviewing a NASCAR racer who's just won, and the crowd are chanting something very specific, but she seems to think they're chanting something else.
Thank you to all of our partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line didn't stay to one, and everything shifted top to bottom so much that it was kind of like, okay, let's just stay patient where we're at and hope for the best. And
so the crowd were chanting, fuck Joe Biden. Oh, I feel so naughty saying that. I probably should just say let's go Brandon forever. And she mistakes it for let's go Brandon. That's literally the whole thing. And now conservatives think this is hilarious. So let's take a look at some stupid stuff they've been doing. So here's in Oregon, a restaurant having Let's Go Brandon on their sign. Here's a tweet by Olivia Beaver saying, spotted at House votes, GOP rep Jeff Duncan of South Carolina wearing a mask with the phrase that Republicans are using in place of F. Joe Biden. Let's go Brandon. Look at this dork right here. Grown adults in Florida break out into Let's Go Brandon chants after Governor Ron DeSantis calls the Biden administration the Brandon administration.
The Brandon administration in terms of what they're doing.
So funny, I think DeSantis should actually pursue a career in comedy next. So here's my favourite conservative, Ben Shapiro, saying, "Let's Go Brandon is hilarious. Stop pretending you're offended. You're not." If Ben Shapiro says anything is hilarious, just believe the opposite thing about that. Now here's Ben Shapiro also first trapping while wearing a Let's Go Brandon shirt and saying it.
Let's go, Brandon!
Can I get a yeehaw?
So he's tweeted a lot about this. He also said the media panic over Let's Go Brandon underscores a simple fact. Biden's popularity may be the only thing standing between the Democrats and ruin. Their agenda is unpopular. Waiting in the wings is an unpopular VP. If people really dislike Biden, they've got serious problems. Every major corporation in America pledged fealty to BLM last year. Any corporation that said something about the 2020 election ripped into Trump. A single pilot says "Let's Go Brandon," an in-joke based on devulgarizing an anti-Biden chant, and the entire media activates. Probably the smartest thing the media can do to stop people from saying "Let's Go Brandon" is to go absolutely ape for a guy saying "Let's Go Brandon." That won't have the opposite effect or anything. I feel like conservatives are really overplaying how much people are offended. Like, I have not seen this media storm of people being really offended by this. Now, a pilot did say that over like his announcement, and we're going to get into that in a bit. So Dave Rubin, also known as the King of Comedy, wrote this. "Hey guys, my friend has been struggling a bit and could use some positive encouragement. His name is Brandon. Could you retweet this and say, 'Let's go Brandon'? Maybe we could get hundreds or even thousands of people to cheer him up. I'd be sure to show him each and every one." I mean, based on this tweet, I really can't believe Dave Rubin didn't make it as a comedian. He's just so hilarious. I really can't see how anyone doesn't find this funny. Oh look, he's tweeted about it a million times as well. Way to kill a joke, Dave Rubin. So here you just see some like more signs. I guess like conservatives are putting them up in different places. You have more people like Tommy Lauren tweeting about "Let's Go Brandon." You have more pilots talking about it, apparently, according to this tweet.
Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Southwest has a hot mic.
Go, Brandon.
Who's spraying? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Virginia victory, Braves win the World Series. What a beautiful night. Let's go Brandon night for our nation, and a metaphorical middle finger to woke culture as a whole. Let's freaking go. Conservatives in America are always so weird to me in that they think the entire left like love Joe Biden. I see this when I make a video about Donald Trump. I get loads of Americans coming in saying, "You're a Democrat. You love Joe Biden." Like, type in the Kavernacle Joe Biden and maybe go watch the video I made on him. Maybe it's exposing his racism for like his entire political career. The thought that I somehow like Joe Biden because I'm anti-conservative is ridiculous, but they associate all these things as like the woke culture. Joe Biden is woke. I'm woke. You're probably woke watching this. Us and Joe Biden aren't the same in nearly any way. We're all part of this, you know, left mob. And that's really the problem in American politics. Everyone sees it in such binary ways. It's just like left versus right. Democrats are the left, Republicans are the right, and that's it. But then you have more people all over the country. The winning message is, "Let's go Brandon." But now I want to get to the pilot, which they're all freaking out about. So a Southwest pilot is under investigation for the divisive phrase, "Let's go Brandon." The Associated Press reported that the pilot used the phrase on a flight from Houston to Albuquerque, and that there are audible gasps from passengers. Southwest says it does not condone its employees sharing personal political opinions while working. One employee's individual perspective should not be interpreted as a viewpoint for Southwest and its collective 55,000 employees. Southwest is conducting an internal investigation into the recently reported event and will address the situation directly with any employee involved, while continuing to remind all employees that public expression of personal opinions while on duty is unacceptable. Southwest does not tolerate any behaviour that encourages divisiveness, the airline said. The thing is, conservatives are so mad that this guy is being investigated. He's probably going to get his own like YouTube show on some right-wing network or something. But it's like, if a liberal pilot started saying stuff about Donald Trump when he was president, you guys would be freaking out about it, demanding for his resignation. So could it be, it's quite unprofessional when you're working to maybe share your political opinion, especially when you're like driving them somewhere or flying them somewhere? Now, there's some good Reddit comments I want to share because I was looking on Reddit about this stuff as well. So here's one reacting to this pilot news. "I don't give a you believe when you're off the clock. But if I casually said fuck Trump in a conversation with a bunch of clients while on the clock, there's a 100% chance I'd be fired for the unprofessional behaviour. Been working next to a guy that had a photo of Trump with a halo pinned to his cubicle wall since 2016, and I don't care, but keeping your personal politics to yourself if you're talking to the people paying your salary. The whole thing is so bizarre. Right-wingers keep acting like they're triggering everyone with their secret code, but I haven't seen anyone react with anything but indifference. If you want to say f you Biden, just say f you Biden. Who gives a shit? What are we, 8 years old? And that's the whole thing, like, it's so immature and lame. Just say it. I hate Joe Biden as well. I will not be offended. Say it about Trump, say it about Biden. I don't care. Like this guy says, are we children? Are you going to tell the teacher off me for saying a naughty word or something? Now this post on True and Popular Opinion made me laugh, and that is so just delusional and stupid. So the Let's Go Brandon joke is objectively fantastic for the Republican Party. So people are chanting, fuck Joe Biden at sporting events. News organisations will cover it and it won't really paint either party in a bad light. There are plenty of people who screamed Trump for 4 years, but Democrats really couldn't capitalise on it. And neither could Republican lawmakers. They need to at least pretend to care about civility, and acknowledging that your party is shouting profanity at the president isn't the best way to show that. And then one idiot news reporter decides to say the line, let's go Brandon, and everything changed. Now you're not actually using profane language. You're technically, objectively not saying anything about the president. It's just a wink and a nod towards that. An extremely obvious one, of course, but one when they dodge having to answer for what they've said. It's really brilliant. It's like we're giving Biden the bird under the table when the teacher isn't looking. And what are Democrats supposed to do? To whine that people are saying, let's go Brandon. Yeah, sure. There's no way to do that without looking prophetic. Let's Go Brandon is the best optic tool we've seen in the last 30 years. This guy should be a political strategist. Whoever is in politics right now, try and find this guy, message him, offer him a job, because, you know, clearly he's onto something. This is the best optic tool the right have had in a whole 30 years. It's just amazing. Not cringy, not lame, which some Republicans actually think it is as well. So a rapper also got his song Let's Go Brandon taken down as well for spreading medical misinformation, not surprising. Rapper Bryson Gray spoke out about being censored after his Let's Go Brandon song was banned on multiple platforms. There's obviously something changing in a negative way to where, if you want to be honest in this country, we like to say we're all free, but reality, in the public space, only one side has free speech. We can't even question, make a joke, then we're banned on platforms if we do that. So let me just read you some of the lyrics of this amazing rap. Tried to cover up, but tell the people go Brandon. But we know what they're saying though. You can hear the chant in every post. Don't nobody want this commie cause we're not in China. Everybody hated Trump and now they're out to catch a body. That's what they get for treating us like we in Squid Game. Dream light, mandate like he's insane. These times people waking up to everything. Go Brandon, but we all know what that saying mean. Again, like, genius. This guy should be winning all the awards for this. I haven't ever heard a better rap than that. I think it should be, like, put back on all streaming platforms. It'd be like the U2 album, where we'll just like wake up and it will literally just be downloaded on our phones. I think it's that good. So now I just want to talk about a bit of like the political reaction to this stuff. So from NBC News, an anti-Biden meme for the whole family. Let's Go Brandon catches on with conservatives. Making obscene remarks about the president is practically an American political pastime. But what makes Let's Go Brandon different, experts say, is that it's as much about what's not being said than what is. The slogan is a way of saying this ought to be perfectly alright to say, but they won't let us. Robin Lakoff, professor of linguistics at the University of California, Berkeley, told NBC, noting it fits in with the broader right-wing themes of silencing and cancellation. Whoever they are, it's a sort of group identification thing. Liam Donovan, a lobbyist and former Republican operative, wrote, at its core, it's a genuinely funny, viral moment of a broadcast TV filtered through meme culture that's shown an affinity for Trump and the MAGA sensibility and embraced by a party whose highest goal at this point is triggering the libs. Justin Gross, an associate professor of political science at the University of Massachusetts, echoed Galloway and explained why the meme is caught on. It's a way to say that the thing that people want to say and that people will actually say, but we can get grandma and the 11-year-old involved because they're not saying a naughty word, he said, adding the ability to place Let's Go Brandon signs in places or businesses where the actual vulgarity would not be allowed has boosted its staying power too. But this is probably my favourite reaction to all of it. One GOP aide called Let's Go Brandon an annoying boomer meme that is getting past its due date, adding, I cringe when I see elected officials saying it. I don't think it's particularly offensive, but it's basically like a bumper sticker joke, the aide said. It will probably continue for way too long. I can't imagine it will be in a campaign or anything like that. 100% this is going to be in a campaign. And it's already been around for like a month. And it was never funny. The more and more they use it, they're just killing the joke even more. But I do find it hilarious that even like some Republicans think it's like stupid. It's a boomer meme. So says this guy. But I guess the overall point, and I was thinking about this today, is that Americans think about politics in such a binary way. And also, something that is crazy about Americans is they literally make politicians and political party like central to their identity in like a really bizarre way. Like in the UK, of course, you can kind of tell sometimes when people have like certain politics based on like the stereotypes you believe of people like that. And sometimes political conversations will come up where you know, like, well, I'm guessing you're going to vote for the Tories and stuff like that. But it is quite rare to find people, even on the left or the right, who are like so passionate about the political party that it regularly comes up in conversation or it becomes part of their whole identity, like they think about and do nothing else. But it seems like for so many Americans, especially Republicans, but Democrats as well, this Trump worship, this conservative politics just becomes so central to their identity about everything. And through this binary and in this little bubble they exist in, they think Let's Go Brandon is like triggering all the libs because it's like this little in-joke they have, not realising nearly everyone who's not a conservative, but some conservatives as well, think this stuff is just so lame, so cringe. It was never funny, the meme was never funny, and people like Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin, literally the least cool conservatives to ever exist, are killing the joke and burying it, where it's just going to become more and more embarrassing to say. And I bet one day, even these people who said it and got the masks and got the bumper stickers and put it on signs and said it while they're at work, I bet they will also be embarrassed when Facebook memories or Instagram memories like notifies them in 5 years, says, look what you were doing in November 2021. So on my conservatives and media series, I haven't done comedians. I might do that this week, thinking about like they worship George Carlin, but he would probably hate them if he was still alive today. But conservatives also make bad comedy, so not surprising that their latest hilarious meme is actually not funny at all. But a bit of a change of pace of this video, just thought I'd talk about it today. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, at the Kavernacle on Twitter and Instagram, come join our communities on Discord and my subreddit, and please support me on Patreon if you feel inclined. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching.